Maybe one of the things you're, thinking is like, I don't even know where the hell I'm going. I don't know what my goal is or what my goal should be. And that's okay. That's part of getting clarity. And if you haven't already established, write down, what is the biggest challenge that I currently have? I'll ask some questions to maybe hopefully bring some insight to you of things. If you're like, I need help with everything. Okay, well, let's figure that out. But we have to start asking ourselves questions of things like this. What is it, in my business that I feel like I'm struggling with most currently today? Another thing that you could ask yourself, and so just start writing. I'm just gonna be, asking some questions just to provoke some thought as you guys are writing this down. So the first question was, what is it that I'm struggling with in my business most right now? Another good question that we could ask ourselves is, and this is a two-part one, in my business currently today, what would I rate my business on a level of success on a scale of 1 to 10? A 1 is I don't have anything going on, so I'm at a 1, or a 10 is I'm crushing everything, I'm doing the amount of deals I want, or I have my ideal business set up. Because there's different people in here, right? Some people in here, they don't want to build a wholesale business. They're like, that's not my game. They want to acquire rental properties. Some people want to, build an Airbnb, empire like Munif's building, right? So it's there's different people with different goals. So for you, being honest with yourself, where would you rate yourself on that 1 to 10? And so if you're not a 10, there's a gap. And so what do we do with a gap? We have to identify the gap. What is the gap between, if we're at a 6 out of 10, what are those things that you need to know that you don't know right now that would get you to a 10? And so these could be part of your intentions. You're like, well, I'm at a 6 out of 10 because, I'm generating leads, but maybe I'm having a hard time getting deals closed, or, I'm having a hard time transitioning because the way I was doing business is a little bit different now because interest rates have more than doubled in the last 5-6 months. And that's, my business model has to change a little bit, right? So I have to identify what are the things that I'm going to do different today that are going to allow me to pivot. And to also, just a note on that, that's not something to have fear around either. Is the market changes, you shift strategies. You just do some different stuff. The great thing about this room is sub 2, y'all learn creative finance. That's what most the real estate world right now is having to learn quickly because they don't know how to do it, and it's one of the best strategies to use in this market. So what is that gap on that scale of 1 to 10? Where am I at? Where am I going? Maybe one of the things you're thinking is I don't even know where the hell I'm going. I don't know what my goal is or what my goal should be. And that's okay. That's part of getting clarity. And to the magnitude of the questions you ask yourselves, the better the answers that you're going to get will be. Because a lot of times we know a lot of the answers to what we need to do, but we're not asking ourselves the right questions. We get ourselves in a situation where we feel stuck and we don't have the tools to work through that stuckness. It's I feel stuck. I don't where do I go to, break out of the stuckness? And it's asking those questions. Questions I'm constantly asking myself. For any business that, Pace and I have, or Pace Matt and I have, is where is this business at? Scale of 1 to 10, what's the gap? Okay, if I don't know the answer, who is it that I need to talk to this weekend that has the answer to my question? Who is it that I need to connect with this weekend that can give me that direction or give me some of the guidance on the thing that I need to do? Brandon over here is talking about, being able to be good at raising private capital. If you're struggling raising private capital, Brandon would probably be a good person to connect with this weekend. So just thinking about, it's every challenge you have, there is a who that has solved that challenge. And so again, just thinking it through. What information do I need to receive this weekend? Who is it that I need to talk to? Or who's, if there's multiple who's that you got to talk to in here. Or it might be, I hope I could find somebody in here that I could, have a business partnership with. And having that be, part of an intention. Or getting introduced to someone that introduces you to somebody that you end up doing business with. As we're writing this out, it's just really just getting clear on what you want to be able to get out of this weekend. Because when we start with that, then you have a better idea of the questions that you got to be asking this weekend. And especially just, to my introverts in here that tend to hold back on the questions because they're like, I don't want to, feel uncomfortable. I'm an introvert, but you just have to know what you're trying to accomplish, and then whether you need to meet somebody like tonight at when we all go to dinner and we're all hanging out, like go and mingle with, the people that you need to get these questions answered from. So does that make sense, everybody? As we're going through this and really having a clear intention of what we want to get from this weekend? Let me see where we're at time. That was 4 minutes. All right, so we're going to take 4 minutes. Or is everyone good? Everyone done? You're like, I know what I need? Raise your hand if you're not done. Okay. Well, these questions are just to, promote insight for you to be able to create your intention around this weekend of things that you need to get.
Like a paragraph each.
Yeah. We'll be reviewing it later, so make sure to turn it in. Okay, but again, real quick, anyone not done with this? Okay, one. So we'll take another minute, 2 minutes, and we'll keep moving.